Okay, so access. This, I just clicked on Blackboard and opened up this Review 1, Chapter 1, Review 1 Access homework file. We need to choose Enable Content, and then we need to choose Save As. And you should create a folder to save your homework in. So I have my Access homework folder here, and I will add my last name to it and save. And once again, enable contents. So in this Access file, we have 3 tables, and tables are the essence of our database. That is where all the records are stored. So if I open up this customers table by double clicking on it, I can see that this table has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields. So these are called fields. And if I want to see the exact design of the table, an easy way to do that is to come down here to the bottom right corner and click on Design View. And here they even gave you a description, which is nice thing to do. And we can see that here's our fields. The data type for most of our fields are short text. And in these, they even changed the default field size to make them smaller, which is a way to help maintain the integrity and size of your database, and something that you will be doing. We can see here that the customer ID is a number. By using the number data type, I'm going to click on the pull down. There's not a lot of choices for different data types. By using the number data type, the user will only be allowed to type in a number. So if they try to type in a letter, they'll get a ding on their computer or a message. This key here is the primary key, and we can see right up here in our ribbon, the primary key field is turned on. It is an on-off tool, so if I click it, it's off. If I click it again, it's on. The primary key field is one tool that we use to maintain the integrity of our databases and allow us to create relationships, which is something we'll be doing down the line. The primary key needs to be a unique identifier. So each time we assign a customer ID to a customer, we'll never be able to reuse that customer ID again. So good things for a primary key, things like maybe your CLC ID number or your social security number, or things like that that will never get crossed over to be used by somebody else. So I'm going to come back down here. And it says you must save the table first, so I must have clicked in something that it says that I want to change, and I'll say yes. So when you create a table from scratch, and eventually you will have to save your table after you enter your field names and choose your data types. But as you enter records, you'll notice, or even if I change this record, I think that's one of the things that we're going to do in this exercise, and I hit my tab key maybe or my enter key to move forward, and then I'm going to close my table right here. I'm going to close this table. You'll notice it does not ask anything about saving. So when you're entering records, these are called records, or editing records, Access is automatically going to be saving. The only time it's going to be asking if you want to save or you should be saving is when you're creating these different objects. So for this first chapter, I think we're just working on these first 2 objects. I'm going to close my table again, and I'll open up the customer's form. So we can see that the customer's form, and I'm going to look down here at the bottom, has the same 4 records as the customer's table. Forms are created from tables. So without tables, there are no forms. We can enter records in our table. So I can enter a record here. I'm going to close this. But sometimes we will create forms to make record entry a little bit easier. And forms can also be created from 2 different tables. So you might want to create one form to enter maybe information from different tables. Please try to, as you work through Access, to only keep one object open in this window area at a time. So right now I have this customer's form open. I'm going to close it because I would like to look at the inventory table. So our inventory table has a product number, and this product number and quantity. And for this, they are asking us actually to add 3 records to this table. So I can add the records here in my table. Oops, this is the wrong table. This is supposed to go in the customers table. I am so sorry. Okay, I'm going to right click and delete record. So a good way to learn. Do I want to delete it? There's when you delete a record, you can never get it back. There's no undo key. So that was a good thing to be showing you. And I am going to close this table and I'm going to reread my directions and open the products. We open the products form. So here's the products, open the products form is down here. And we're going to add records to our form. So we can come down here to this yellow splash, and when I hover my mouse over it, it says new blank record. And I will enter my record here. This makes more sense. And I'm using my tab key to move through these. Now this field here looks up, it's a lookup wizard field because it has a little pull down. And there's a couple different ways that you can create these, but this is nice and it helps to maintain the integrity of your database so people don't type something in or use a typo that they're just going to choose from a list. I'm going to enter 1 record here and I'm going to close this. And shame on me, I should have closed my products table before I entered the record. And you'll notice the record that I just entered is not showing. This is one reason why we only want to have 1 object open at a time. So I'm going to close this products table and I'll reopen it, and that should refresh it so that now our record should be showing, and it should be, where is it? 5172. Here we go, right here. But we can also add records right here in our table. So the next one, oops, is 8322. And again, I'm just using my tab key. And it has the same pull down because all the information from the table gets copied over to the forms when you create a form. And if I hit my tab key again, it takes me down to the next record. And it would do the same thing if you were working in the form. So if you were entering records in your form, and you can just keep hitting the tab key and it'll open up a new record area for you. Now if I type the letter M here, milk populates, and that makes it easy. And once we're done, we do not need to choose to save. It will automatically save. I'm just going to close my table. Now we're going to open the inventory table. And we are going to add the following records to the table. Again, we can do this in the table or the form. So I'll add 1 here. And I'm going to close my inventory table. And I'll come over here. And I'm going to come down to the bottom and click New Blank Record on the yellow splash. And I'll enter the final 2 records. Now I'm going to hit my tab key, and you'll notice it takes me to a new blank record. Tab key. I'm going to close my form, and I'm going to go back to the inventory table. They're asking us to sort the inventory table by the quantity field in ascending order. So I'm going to click on the quantity field heading name, and I'm on the home ribbon, and right here it says ascending, and it puts it in numerical order. And we are going to close it. Now it's going to ask us if we want to save it. And the textbook tells you not to, but I would like for you to save it so that I know that you know how to do some sorting in your table. So please say yes. And that's it for review 1.